Okay, Hare Krishna. So, thanks all for joining. So, we are in the ninth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a divine conversation happened between Krishna and Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So, last week we quickly referred the basic fundamental of what we covered as like a foundational slides, correct? What are the four yugas are there? Okay, Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali Yuga. In that four yugas, like uh, uh, how much like the duration of each Kali Yuga, each yuga, and uh, how the whole yugas are like going through. Okay, that we have seen already. Satya, Treta, and Dwapara and Kali Yuga. Okay, Kali Yuga existing for like a 4,32,000 years. Into two is Dwapara Yuga. Into three is like a Treta Yuga. Into four times of like Kali Yuga is Satya Yuga. So all these yugas like come in adjacent like time, and the lifetime of Brahma is 311 trillion 40 billion years, which is the time taken like for Mahavishnu's one inhale and exhale, like a time between one inhale and exhale. Okay, this was the whole chart like which we have seen. Um, so how the whole of yugas are like coming into it, like all the four yugas together like it would be called one divya yuga, and one day of Brahma is like 1,000 divya yugas. Okay, night of Brahma also similar thing, and 1 year of Brahma is like a 3.11 trillion years. 100 years of Brahma is 311 trillion years. Okay, this is what the time between one inhale and two exhale of Mahavishnu. Okay, then we have seen what is the each yuga dharma, and how much, what is uh, the lifespan of like each of the uh, uh, person like who lives in that particular yuga. So that also we have seen, and then Krishna and his expansions, like how from Krishna Balram comes from Balram, like a first Chaturvyuga. Then the from that Sankarshana, like again Lord Narayana comes, and from him like the second Chaturvyuga comes, and from him like the Karna Udagashai Vishnu, Garbhodagashai Vishnu, and Shirodagashai Vishnu. So that is how like we have seen Mahavishnu's from the pore of the body, the universes are getting floated like for that one universe like the lifetime is nothing but 311 trillion years, 40 billion years. Okay, that is what the time for one inhale and exhale, like time between one inhale and exhale of Mahavishnu, like that is the lifetime of Brahma. We can't even imagine, correct, like how many universes are getting floated. Billions and billions of universes are getting floated from the Mahavishnu or Karna Udgashai Vishnu, who comes from Krishna. So then see the power and the potential of like a Krishna, which is unimaginable, and like a we can't count his energies and his opulences. Okay. Then in each universe, like a Garbhodagashai Vishnu will be there, who is sleeping in the Ananta Shesh, like in the snake bed, and who is none other than like a Balram, and from his nabi, like okay, navel, the lotus stem comes, like in that Lord Brahma appears. Okay, then in on his lotus feet, like a Lakshmi Devi is massaging the feet. Okay, so then in that each universe, okay, we have like a Shirodagashai Vishnu, which is like every atom of the living entity, like okay, Lord is present as a Paramatma. So that is how like we have to for that reason only, like we have to respect everyone, and we should not have any enmity or any issues with like okay any of the other living entity. And Krishna's qualities, this also we have seen, like Jiva or Brahma can have maximum 50 qualities in full. Shiva has like a 54 qualities in full. Vishnu has like a 60 qualities in full. Krishna is the Swayam Bhagavan, like he has 64 qualities in full. So the four quality which Vishnu doesn't have, like but Krishna has, is Leela Madhuri, Bhakta Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, and Rupa Madhuri. Okay. And the purpose of human life is not to have like a eating, mating, sleeping, defending. Humans have like a higher intelligence and a discriminating power, and they have like a reasoning power. So by using that, we have to utilize our time effectively to do the devotional service. Okay, that is the purpose of the life. Okay, and because in spiritual life, spiritual world, okay, we can have it is eternal Satchit Ananda. The knowledge is full, and it is we will get the full bliss. But in present body, it is like a Nirananda and Achit and Asat, like a nothing is permanent, and there is ignorance is full rather than knowledge, and it is not like a Anand, it is like a Dukalema Shashvatam. So then this 14 planetary system, like a from Patala Loka to like a Satya Loka, Sun or Earth or like a Moon comes in the middle planetary system. Okay, above 7 and below 7. Okay, so this is how we have to. But the birth, death, old age, and disease is common between all the four. Sorry, all the 14 planetary system. Like so, we have to get out from this material world. Okay. So likewise, we have seen topics of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita talks about five main principles, like which is Ishvara, about God, and the Jiva, living entity, and the Prakriti, which is like a material nature, mode of material nature, then Kala, which is time factor, then Karma, activity. In that, all the other four are like a eternal except the Karma. So Karma we can change by doing our activity in a right manner. Okay. Then divisions of Bhagavad Gita out of 700 slokas, like it has been spread across 18 chapter. That 18 chapter like is further subdivided into three sections. Chapter 1 to 6 is like a called Karma Yoga, leading to Bhakti Yoga, but 7 to 12 is like a predominantly talking about only Bhakti Yoga, and 13 to 18 is talking about Jnana Yoga, leading, which is like again leading to the Bhakti Yoga. Okay, out of 700 verses, Krishna spoke 575, Arjuna 83, Sanjaya 41, and Dhritarashtra one verse. Okay, that is how the 700 verses like have been subdivided. So all these things we have already seen. So now we are in the which section of the Bhagavad Gita and which chapter?
Ninth chapter, Prabhu.
Yeah, ninth chapter, which is most confidential knowledge, which is coming under the Bhakti Yoga section of it. Okay, then we already seen. Okay, hearing about Krishna. What is the qualification and the disqualification, like to hear about Krishna, which we have already seen. Then he was explaining about the Aishwarya Jnana, correct? Krishna's Achintya Beda relationship with the material world. The 9.11 to 15, like a non-worshipper and worshipper. This is what we were going through. Uh, then Krishna is the supreme object of worship. So why we need to worship Krishna? Then glories of directly worshipping Krishna, like that you have to see. So who can receive this knowledge? Only if you are envious, like sorry, non-envious. Then only we can receive this knowledge and anasuya way. Okay. Then what does that means to receive? We by how to receive, like we have to properly hear attentively, like tashrunu. Then only we can receive the right knowledge. And what are the benefit? Like we will relieve from the material miseries, like and from this material world. That is the beauty of like hearing this. And so Lord Krishna imparts like why this is called as the most confidential knowledge, because the confidential knowledge been explained by Krishna to Arjuna in the chapter 2 and 3. Okay, there he is explaining the confidential knowledge, which is nothing but like we are not the body, we are the soul. Okay, so then he is explaining the characteristics of the soul. How many characteristics he was explaining?
30 characteristics of the soul.
Yeah, 30 characteristics of the soul. Like any couple of the characteristics you can mention, Mataji?
Soul is imperishable. It is there from the very beginning. It cannot be. It cannot. Water cannot wet it, and fire cannot
Yeah.
burn it.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
um,
So likewise, we have seen it. Okay. So uh, how to understand? Okay, every day it is we are not the body, we are the soul. How we can understand that? Any practical way of like understanding this?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I tell?
Yeah, please, Marji. Yeah.
Like every day we taste some sweets. If I taste, I just got 1 hour or half an hour pleasure for that only.
Yeah.
Like I eat
Okay.
sweet, I eat sweet. After that, to again tomorrow I want like another sweets. This is my body which want everything. Soul. So if we are not feeling any soul thing, we are feeling only bodily thing. After that, if we do chanting or if we do puja, we got internal satisfaction. So this is our soul is touching. That's why I realized, Prabhu. So
Okay, fine. Very good, Majid. Like, so whatever we take, even when you are very hungry, like you may be hankering for it, and after your stomach is full, like okay, even if you give the uh, amrit also, like okay, we will not be having that intense like a desire or interest to take it. Correct? Like it has a limitation.
yeah,
Correct?
yes,
That is
Prabhu,
the
yes.
because we are attached to the body. We are.
Hmm. Only
Uh,
till the body we are satisfying it, but we are doing any devotional thing like
yeah.
chanting, puja, or preaching or something. We think
Uh,
it is connecting to our soul, so it will be more connected to us, and we feel like a soul. And every day I can enjoy this happiness, like I
yeah,
did
correct.
this thing to for my soul, not for my body.
Yeah,
Hare Krishna.
correct. Yeah. Okay, fine. Okay. Uh, so, uh, because when we are associating, and one more thing, like one more important thing we need to realize is okay, the body is same, correct? Like a body go through various changes. Okay, from the childhood to the adult and like to the old age, correct? And after I die, the body remains same, but everyone will before that they will call me as like a Vasant, and after I die, like they will call me as this is like a dead body. Please like remove the dead body because smell is coming. Correct. So body remains same, but what is keeping us like a alive? What is giving us the respect in this material world is like the presence of the soul. Correct. That a soul we need to realize. Okay, the body it may perish anytime, it will perish anytime. Okay, there is no doubt, but how okay, I need some nourishment like to take care of the body, for sure, correct? I need to drink the water, I need to eat the prasadam, okay, so that my body gets energy and like it can do the activity. So we need to take care of the body, but more than that we need to nourish the soul. How I can nourish the soul? By constantly hearing and chanting, okay, and hearing about Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, so that the body gets the right nourishment, and we get the opportunity for the soul to reach or like go back to the Godhead. So that is the purpose of life, correct? We already saw in the foundational slides. What is the purpose of human life? Do we want to have like a the eating, mating, sleeping, and defending? Is that for like a we came in this particular world? No, we came for a higher purpose. Correct? We want to utilize our body and soul like to understand about Krishna and go back to Krishna. That is our purpose of life. So for before doing any activity, we need to understand. We need to know like what is the purpose of doing this. Correct? So any activity and every activity, just realize, okay, and remember why I am doing this activity and what is the benefit and what is going to be why I have to do this particular thing. That is what here it was mentioned, correct? The previous sloka. So while we are questioning this, we can understand, okay, we are not the body, we can die anytime, but how I am going to help my soul to reach the Goloka, to go back to Godhead, because this life is very, 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 very precious, correct? It is not easily available. This human form is very, very rare, like a durlabam manusham deho dehinam shana banguraha tatrapi durlabam anne vaikunta priyadarshanam. So getting this human life out of 84 lakh species, we could have been like okay, ant, or we could have been a elephant, or we could have been a dog, or we could have been a the deer, or we could have been taken a birth as a chandala, or like any kind of thing. But we got the human body out of this 84 lakh species. Human form is the rarest and highest regard, correct? In that, after getting the human form, if we are not utilizing our action and activities towards devotion service, then we are fool. We are misusing the given golden opportunity. That is what it has to remind us. We have to remember that every day of our life. Okay, I got this human body. Krishna, thanks a lot for giving me this human body. But at the same time, let me do my activity in a proper manner. As you mentioned, as you prescribed in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, that is what we have to aim to achieve it. Okay, that is what we have to aim to achieve it. Then our purpose of our life will be achieved, and we can achieve the Lord. Okay, we can go back to the Godhead. So first, for that, we need to understand we are not the body, but we are the soul. Then more confidential knowledge being explained in chapter 7 and 8, which is talking about knowledge which brings about enlightenment about Krishna. So knowing alone doesn't take us to the destination. Okay, I am not the body, I am the soul. By just thinking about that, we will not get the desired result. We will not be going back to Godhead. We need to use that knowledge. We need to develop that knowledge towards how to do devotional service, Krishna consciousness. Then the most confidential knowledge is because it deals with pure unalloyed devotional service, we have to perform it. Initially, while starting itself, we may not do the pure devotional service. We may do the devotional service, but the pure devotional service can come only and only if we are uh, doing it fully for Krishna, not for any personal benefit. Okay, any questions till now? So this is very, very important. We need to keep reminding ourselves, okay, how to remember, how to remind us to go back to Godhead. For that reason only, we took this birth, correct? Hare Krishna. Clear for everyone? So for that, this what to say? This confidential, more confidential, and most confidential. To practice that, we have to qualify ourselves. Okay, who can receive this knowledge? Because not everyone can receive the knowledge. How many? um how many of them in this world, okay, in this universe, billions and billions, trillions of living entity, correct? How many of them got the opportunity to hear about Krishna? Very, very rarest, correct? You can count. It may be in lakhs, or it may be in some millions, correct? Among them, we also one among them, because we have been chosen by the Lord. Okay. Otherwise, we can have a very nice this 4 day weekend, and we could have spent our time very good in the bed, by taking a deep sleep and a deep nap, and we can aram se woke up from the bed, and we can have like a partying, etc., etc. But we set aside all those things, and we are coming here for a greater purpose, to talk about Krishna, to realize about like how to live our life. That is what important. Okay, that we have to understand. That is very, very important. So this confidential knowledge, and more confidential and most confidential, this is very, very important, because this chapter itself is called as the most confidential knowledge. Okay, so this confidential is nothing but we have to know about, like, okay, we are not the body, we are the soul, which has been explained in chapter 2 and 3. Then more confidential knowledge is, by using that knowledge, we have to practice Krishna consciousness. Then initially it may not be like, okay, the unalloyed devotion service, but slowly, like, okay, in the most confidential knowledge, once we know about that most confidential knowledge, we have to do everything for Krishna, like, okay, anya abhilashita sunyam jnana karma dhyanavridam anukulyena krishnanu silanam bhakti uttama. That uttama bhakti, the pure unalloyed devotion service, is doing everything for Krishna, nothing for our own self benefit, like, okay, then it is pure devotional service. Can anyone comment about, like, a what pure devotion service? This we have discussed in multiple times, like in the past. What is pure devotional service? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Who can explain what is the pure devotional service? What is a devotional service and what is a pure devotional service? What is the difference?
Uh, to do everything and offering it to Krishna is devotional service.
Okay, Madji. Then what is a pure devotional service?
I am not sure.
Okay, fine. Okay. So
Pure devotional means whatever we do for the pleasure of Krishna only. Means if we are making bhoga and whatever the things we have, service we are doing,
yeah,
we need to connect with Krishna.
so you can't
Actually, I think it is if you do everything with the mind that Krishna is the ultimate enjoyer, that is pure devotional service.
Yeah, that is one
Surrender
Matri, like a
everything to him
voluntarily. It has to be. It should not be artificial. It has to be like, okay, natural. It has to be voluntarily, like a, and you engage all your senses. Okay, uh,
surrender everything to him.
yeah, exactly. Everything we have to offer to Krishna. Like, okay, so that we have seen it in an example. Okay, you want to taste gulab jan, correct? Like a, or kesari, or any sandesh, or any good sweet. Okay, and you prepare, you offer to Lord, and you are taking it as a prasadam. This is pure devotion service or a devotional service? Is this pure devotion service or devotional service? You want to eat jamun, and you are preparing it and offering to Lord, and you are consuming it as a prasadam, or honoring
So
it as a prasadam. Huh?
this is not pure, Prabhu.
Yeah, this is devotional service, like this part of the devotional service. But the pure devotional service is, you are hankering to serve Krishna. Okay, Krishna is hungry, because this we can see, like many houses, like they will be very eager to serve the Laddu Gopal and their deities. Okay, they will say, oh, my Laddu Gopal, like he didn't have any boha, I forgot to offer him. Okay, let me prepare some good sandesh, like for example, on Ekadashi day, if you are preparing lavish prasadam, non ekadashi prasadam, like to the Lord, and offering to the Lord, and distributing to like others, or not consuming it, like but it has to come naturally, not artificially. Okay, then it is pure devotion service. That is one such example, like I just quoting, like because since we all can relate to the prasadam very easily, for that reason. Okay, if you have a time and you are thinking about, okay, I will allocate this time like effectively to read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, or I will chant extra round like in this time, rather than chatting with friends, or like wasting time in watching the movies or etc. So that is, again, that has to come naturally, automatically, not artificially. So then it becomes like a pure devotion service. So engaging all our senses, hearing, uh, talking, okay, walking, okay, you go to the temple, or you go to the market like to prepare or to get some nice vegetable so that you can cook for Krishna. So likewise, engaging all our senses, all 24 bar 7 uh, towards Krishna. That is what pure devotion service. Anya Abhilashita Sunyam, Jnana Karmadi Anavridam, Anukulyana Krishnano. It has to be favorable to Krishna. Okay. Kamsa also was thinking about Krishna all the time. Gopis also were thinking about Krishna all the time. But whose is a pure devotion service?
Gopis.
Yeah. Why? Because Kamsa want to kill Krishna. For that reason, he was always thinking about, okay, Krishna, how I can kill Krishna, how I can like find Krishna, where Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. He was thinking about it. Even like, okay, who is that? Shishupal also, correct? They were thinking about Krishna, but not in a favorable manner. But in case like in that case, Duryodhana also, correct? They were thinking about Krishna, but they were thinking in the unfavorable manner. Okay, but Gopis, Arjuna, all of them thinking about Krishna in a favorable manner, correct? So they will accept anything and everything like whatever Krishna does, correct? So is it possible to think about Krishna all the 24 bar 7? Is it possible, or it is like impossible?
It is possible.
It is possible, correct? But only we have to slowly, gradually progress it. Okay, our mind, we have to divert our mind. We have to talk to our mind. It is possible because like gopis are doing it, and many other great devotees are doing it. So slowly, if we have the desire to remember Krishna all the 24 bar 7, then Krishna will make it arranged. Okay, we don't need to worry about it. We just need to have the desire to think about Krishna, to serve Krishna all the 24 bar 7, and Krishna will make the arrangement. We don't need to worry. Okay, how is it going to happen? Is it possible? Like, hey, will it happen to me? All those questions, like, hey, put aside and just think about, okay, Krishna, I want to remember you. I want to serve you. I want to love you all the 24 bar 7 till my lifetime, or even after my lifetime also. Please help me to do this particular thing. If we put a request, then Krishna will fulfill, rather than putting the request of, okay, Krishna, please give me a good home, give me like a good clothes to wear, and give me like a good place to sit, and a good boga, no, or good prasadam. That and all will come automatically from Krishna. We don't need to pray for it. We need to pray for only our devotional upliftment, devotional service, to do more devotional service towards Krishna. That is what we have to pray to Krishna. Then it is possible Krishna will make the arrangement, right arrangement, in a right manner, so that we can perform the devotion service. Any questions? This how this most confidential knowledge, this chapter, it has a very deep meaning, and like a very detailed things like I mentioned. We can easily cover like all the 34 slokas in 3 to 4 classes, but we don't want to rush it, because this is the crux of like, okay, the whole Bhagavad Gita, this devotion service, this most confidential knowledge. How can I achieve that most confidential knowledge? That is the reason we are discussing it in elaborate manner. Okay, so please pay right attention, have like a more what is concentrated hearing. Then only we will be able to like practice it in lifetime, in our practical life. Okay, we will be able to apply it in our real life. For that, what we have to do? We have to hear and we have to keep on revising it. Otherwise, we are in the Manda Sumanda, correct? We are in the age of Kali, which is full of like a quarrel, which is full of like a laziness, and we we tend to forget like a many things. So all those things like we need to keep aside and do the devotion service in a right manner. So that is the reason we need to understand what is confidential knowledge, what is most confidential, and what is more confidential, and what is most confidential. Can anyone say now what is confidential knowledge and more confidential and most confidential knowledge? I changed the slide. Yeah. Can anyone say now what is confidential, what is more confidential, and what is the most confidential knowledge? Preeta, you want to try? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
So, confidential means like knowing about the spirit and like the soul and the body, and the difference between the matter and spirit. And the more confidential means by seventh and eighth chapter, like it talks about the material energies and how Supreme Lord is. He is not personally involved, but by through his energies, how he is controlling the material world and managing everything. Then the most confidential means by devoting ourselves to the Lord, being knowing about how Krishna is the supreme, then how we are dedicating our lives and everything to Krishna through our unalloyed pure devotion service.
Okay, very good. Okay. So this is how we need to question ourselves every day. Okay, am I doing the right thing? What I have to start doing that? What I have to continue to do that? What I have to stop doing that? Okay, by introspecting ourselves, by competing with ourselves. Okay, we need to set a goal and we need to measure against like okay our progress towards that goal. How much I progressed, like how many times I remember Krishna today, tomorrow, so I have to remember Krishna little more than like what I remembered or how many times I remember today. So likewise we need to have the personal goal to gradually and naturally like develop our love towards like Krishna. So our life is nothing but a love story. Okay. Our life is nothing but a love story. Okay. This love story is how we are going to establish our lost relationship with Krishna. Because we were with Krishna. Remember this like a very, very clearly. We were with Krishna. Okay. We got separated from Krishna because we want to enjoy separately from Krishna. So we have to develop the love towards like okay, that lost relationship, towards that lover like okay, who is the supreme lover, who supreme enjoyer, supreme uh, beautiful personality. Okay, to that Krishna we have to develop that lost relationship, lost love. Okay, so that is what many acharyas say. Our life is like the love story between us or between me and Krishna. How we can develop that love story and how we can develop that lost relationship between me and Krishna. This is what the simple terms like what is our life means. Whatever things we are doing like for the money, glory, job, etc., etc., all those things like will not come with us. Only the bhakti will come with us. Okay. Yeah. So what I was saying is like, hey, the love towards Krishna, okay, that is what our purpose of life. So we lost that relationship with Krishna. We need to re-establish that relationship. Okay, that is what it is like. A nothing but we have to lost that relationship like a to revive that. Okay, that is very very important. Any comments on this particular thing, like this lost relationship, how we can get back towards Krishna? And it is nothing but the love story between me and Krishna. Okay, that love story, two lovers are there. Krishna is the lover, and the devotee is like, okay, going to love that particular personality, and the lover is waiting all the time, but the living entity has to re-establish that relationship, that lost relationship between us and Krishna. Any thoughts about it? Hare Krishna. Very important thing, like because we have to remember Krishna, okay, and never forget Krishna also. In that manner only we can perform the devotional service. So we seen, I think, yeah, 9.14. I think this particular sloka is not moving because like we are not deviating, we are strengthening our remembrance towards the Lord, remembrance towards like this ninth chapter and the Bhakti Yoga section of it more and more by discussing various important aspects of Bhakti. Okay, so it is like a satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasa dhridavridaga namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. Okay, always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion, because devotion is very, 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 very important. Okay, devotion is important, and always chanting the glories, like whose glories? Not any demigod, or like not any man-made god, God's glories or our self glories. No, always chanting my glories, which is like a Krishna's glories, because Krishna's glories are unlimited. Can anyone say like how we can remember that? How Krishna's glories are unlimited, and like we cannot explain that in our lifetime. We have seen this like in one time. So Ananta Shesha is there, correct? Like which is the representation of Balram, which is the Guru Tattva, correct? That Ananta Shesha has millions and billions of hoods, correct? Hoods. The snake has hoods, correct? That each hood is talking the glories of Krishna for millions and billions of years. Okay? But still, that Ananta Shesh will not be able to complete the glories of Krishna. That much glories Krishna has. You talk about any Leela, okay? Recently, we have seen like a Dhruva Charitra, correct? By His Grace Jagashakshi Prabhu, correct? How important it was like to think about the Lord, and how great like a Lord is to give the benediction for a 5-year-old boy who was just like, okay, want to have a bigger kingdom than his forefathers. Okay, Lord is coming personally in front of him and giving the boon as like you will get the Dhruva Loga, and he's liberating him from the same condition of like the current body. Who will do this particular thing? Or think about like a Putana who came to kill Lord, correct? Who came to kill Lord, because Putana been sent by Kamsa. And while she came to kill, but when Lord touched her breast, okay, uh, to suck the milk, at the time like a Putana got liberated, though she got so much pain, but she got liberated and she got the permanent position in the Vaikuntha Loka, like as serving as a nurse, correct? So how great like a Lord is. He is not discriminating, okay, this is my devotee, this is non-devotee, I will give the what to say, I will give the water and air only to my devotees, I will not give it to atheist and non-devotee. Lord never discriminate, okay. So his glories are unlimited. You can even in the Kurukshetra war, before the war is getting started, Krishna doesn't want the war to happen at all. Correct? He went as a peace messenger towards Duryodhana, but Duryodhana insulted Krishna and he told that, okay, I won't give even a single piece of land, okay, not even an inch of the land, I will give it to Pandavas. And so that war was inevitable because Krishna want to avoid the war. Krishna wants to amicably solve the situation, but Duryodhana never agreed to the plan, and he given the indication like, okay, the war was inevitable, I want to fight with Pandavas. Correct? Likewise, the Lord's glories and Lord's plan is like a we cannot understand in our lifetime. So that likewise, like that Ananta Shesh, who has like a billions of hoods, and billions of mouth he has, and he is speaking about the Lord's glories, but it will take millions and billions of years, to complete the glories of the Lord. While each mouth is like a parallelly speaking, that much glories like a Krishna has, we will never be able to complete it in our lifetime. And if you keep reading, you will keep hearing the new realization, keep realizing like a new realization. That is the beauty of the Lord. Correct? So that is what always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. So bhakti is very, very easy to perform, but very difficult to understand. Correct? By just coming with a handful of poha, Krishna is massaging the feet of who? Kushel, correct? And for Arjuna, he takes the position of like a chariot driver to protect Pandavas. And to protect Parikshit Maharaj, he goes into the womb of Uttara. You name like, okay, any particular Leela, Lord's activities and like his pastimes are really mesmerizing, and it will be bewildering. It will be like, okay, astonishing, like, okay, as because Lord does anything to protect his devotee. To protect Ambrish Maharaj, he was ready to not him, okay, at least his weapon Sudarshan Chakra is ready to go and kill which Muni? Durvasa Muni, correct? So that's what he says, like a sadhavo hridayam mahyam, sadhunam hridayam tvakam, madanya tena jananti naham tebyo manahabi. So Lord is saying, pure God, pure devotees are in my heart. I am in pure devotees' heart, and I will not. I don't know anything other than them, and they don't know anything other than me. Correct? To that Lord, He is asking like a become my devotee, do the devotion service. But what we say, Lord, please wait. I have my daughter's annual program, or I have my daughter's tuition and other things. Likewise, we give so many mundane things. To give the excuse to the Lord. That should not happen. We have to be very, very attentive. We have to be very, very focused in doing our devotional service. That is the most confidential knowledge, and that is what like a Lord is expecting us to do to re-establish the lost relationship between us and Krishna, between me and Krishna. That is the way the love story has to end, or it has to restart, which will be continued in the Goloka. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Any questions, any thought, any realization, any feedback? Please feel free to discuss.
Not really connected to this, but in the Bhagavatam class, there was a mention of quite a few places. I wasn't really able to place what they mean, like Damodar Desh and Mayapuri. All these, I am not sure what these places are.
Yeah, see, Damodar Desh, ISKCON Dubai is called as like a Damodar Desh. Likewise, like ISKCON Oman is called as like a Madhura Desh. Abu Dhabi is like a Avatari Desh, and Sharjah is called as like okay Shama Desh. Likewise, rather than calling the name of the place, okay, they the Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, named those places like connected to the Lord and Lord's Leela. Damodar Desh means like a Damodar Leela. Okay, Shama Desh means like a Shama. Shama is like a Lord in the blackish form, correct? And
Yeah.
Avatari Desh is like a Avatari is another avatar. Okay, Madhurang, sorry, likewise, each and every place is like a connected with a Leela or like a aspect of the Lord. Then Mayapur and Vrindavan, okay, Mayapur is the place where like a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his birth, okay, sort of
Mm.
appearance, okay. So Mayapur is like a very, very auspicious place to have the darshan, to have like a the bhakti perform, okay. And the same in Vrindavan. Vrindavan is like a Krishna and Radha Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Even today, if you go to like a Nidhivan, Radha and Krishna like a performs the Rasalila pastime every day. Okay, in the late evening after 6 or 7, no one will be allowed to enter into the Nidhivan. Okay, because Lord perform the Leela in a very silent manner and like a, in their own way. So likewise, even today, like a Krishna is performing his Leela in Vrindavan, and there is no difference between that Goloka Vrindavan, which we are aiming to reach, correct, as part of our goal of life, and the current Vrindavan, okay, in near to Delhi, correct. So that Vrindavan is so glorious because out of 5,000 years ago, Lord performed so many leelas like okay, in that Vrindavan. You can see like a 10 temples or 20 temples in a city or in a town, correct? But this Vrindavan has 4,000 plus temples in a very short span of like a distance. That is so glorious because like a Lord present wherever Lord put his foot, okay, that becomes a temple. Likewise, because Krishna covered almost all the Vrindavan. So that is how the whole importance of like a Vrindavan and Mayapur Mataji. Hope I answered your question.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, if no further questions, like thanks all for joining. Have a wonderful weekend and a week ahead. Okay, let me stop the stream. Stop.